Hey guys, so it's time for another episode of Sparring Narration. I'm going to be sparring with one of my fellow black belts in this episode. He weighs about 155 pounds or so. He's been a black belt for over 10 years, as well as myself. We actually started together. He's got a bit of a wrestling background, very scrappy. The match is going to start pretty much in my butterfly guard, and you'll see him attempting to pass my guard and some of the things that I do. And again, I'll take you through my strategy, and then I'll sort of take you through some of the things that he could have done differently. So here we see I'm in my butterfly guard. He's attempting to jump over my hooks. I immediately like to come up as he's trying to grab my legs and put myself in a wrestler switch position. Now he's got a really good solid grip here on my legs, and then he's going to let it go and start to pass. Now here's something interesting, and what you can't see but you're going to see in a sec is as he starts to climb my way up on his legs, I am, and let me freeze it here, I'm holding on to his left hand with my left arm. And what that does is it prevents him from cross facing me. And it prevents him from basically having two hands on my body and being able to really control me. You're going to see he's going to be trying to use his right arm to reach up and this arm that I'm posting right here and pull it down and collapse me. Even if he does collapse me though, as long as I keep a grip on his left hand, and by the grip on the left hand, I mean I'm grabbing his sleeve on his left hand, he can't come and he cannot get a cross face on me, and I can pull my knees to meet my elbow. This is a big theme that I'll be mentioning a lot in future videos, which is the idea of elbow to knee. Whenever you're on the defensive, whenever somebody's passing your guard, about to pass your guard, elbow to knee. No matter what side the person is on, just focus on bringing your elbow to your knee. Imagine, you turn a dog on their back and how they have their legs. That's how you want to be. You want to have your elbows to your knee, because what that does is it makes it very hard for the person to grip you. It also puts you in a crunched up position, which is more powerful than if you're just spread out flat. So we let the video go here. He's got nice tightness right here. Right arm, you can see right there, he's trying to work his way towards my hand and suck it in to collapse me down. I have, again, a grip on his right sleeve right here, on his left sleeve, and that's what's keeping him from being able to get a full grip on me. Now, what he's going to do right here is he's going to work to try to take my back from this position, and then he's actually going to try to turn it into an armbar, which is pretty slick on his part. What you have to realize is his grip has, what you have to realize is when this position is occurring and someone's trying to do this to you, you have to bring your elbow into your body. Anytime they're going to transition to this armbar from that back position, you have to be thinking, I need my elbow in tight to my body. Now, as you can see here, he's trying to grab my arm to extend it out. I bring my elbow in tight to my body, and we'll just take it back here in a second. And by bringing it in tight to my body, as he goes to go for it, you can see here, I have two hands collapsing my hands together. But what you can't really see here is he's grabbing the sleeve grip right here, but he doesn't have my arm extended out because I have my elbow pulling down into the ground past his groin. As long as I have that and my elbow makes contact with the ground, I've got a lot of leverage there. He cannot pull that arm in. I'm then able to, again, the principle of elbow to knee. You're going to see it right here. Bring it back a little bit. Right here, immediately trying to bring my elbows to my knee. And what this is going to do is, if I can just get a good freeze frame here, perfect. Right here, my elbow is down into the mat and I'm bringing my knee to meet my elbow. Now, obviously my knee is not going to be able to meet my elbow in this instance because he's got his leg right here blocking it. But what it does do is it brings my other knee automatically to the other elbow. And it has me in a position to where I'm ready to capitalize. I'm ready to take advantage of any little spaces that are going to open up here in the transition between him not being able to get the armbar and then moving into another position. And you're going to see where that comes advantageous is right here. As soon as he starts to get up, because I had the knee to elbow action going, look what happens here. I'm able to bring the knee in and get a nice little X guard action right here. I'm able to bring the other knee then across over by his hip and then bring my arm down and get him into a sort of like a single leg De La Riva right here. Now he's doing a good job here. He's trying to keep all the pressure on me and crunch me up as a ball. The big issue is here I have my hand, which is pushing against his throat. And again, my knee is touching this elbow right here. It's the whole knee to elbow idea. You bring your knee to your elbow and it's going to open up good defenses for you to be able to protect yourself. So as I go here, you'll see my right arm now is going to go around his ankle. I bring my right leg right onto his hip. And again, this knee, which you guys can't see right here, is pushing away, along with the arm, pushing away. It's going to continue to push away. And obviously, your legs are much stronger than what your opponent can muster. After I get a little space here, I'm going to bring in my right leg and hook inside, making a little X, single X action right here. I couldn't get it here, so that's okay. You got to be patient sometimes and realize I'm in a good spot with my knee in there. Now he gives me the space. Now I'm able to get my knee in there. As soon as my other foot comes onto the other side, if he's still holding, as you can see here, he's still holding my collar, he's immediately going to fall right over, and it's going to give me an opportunity to come on top. Initially right here, I'm trying to say, all right, let me see if I can get a foot lock right here. He's got two hands on my lapel right here, and my foot's kind of in an awkward position right here. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just get on top and try to score some points here. I didn't really have that good of a grip on his ankle. So I go, let me come on top and let me play for the top position now. I go into his half guard as soon as I come out on top. Very important. Anytime you're sweeping somebody and you're not able to clear them completely off to the side and pass them completely, always try to force your way into half guard. It's always better to be in half guard than it is in full guard when you're trying to pass the guard. You're just going to lose. You're going to use a whole lot less energy. You're going to have the advantage of already being halfway past his guard. If you're in a tournament situation, you're going to get an advantage for being in his half guard. It's just a whole lot easier if you start from that half guard position. All right, so what can my opponent have done a little bit differently in order to pass my guard? So we're going to start over from the beginning right here. He's got me in butterfly position, and then let's just take it back right here and freeze it a little bit so we can sort of talk about what he can do here. Now, what you don't want to do in anytime you're in somebody's butterfly is you don't want to let them straighten you out and flatten you out. It's easier said than done if the person is taller than you. I'm, in this instance, taller than my sparring partner. But still, you don't want to let them extend your body out from butterfly guard. When they can extend you out, it's going to put you off balance. It's going to allow them to do a number of different things. So you always want to get tight when you're in that butterfly guard. You always want to be crunching their legs together. And you want to be establishing good grips along their hips. You also want your forehead in their chest. When you don't have their forehead in their chest, yes, you might be able to smash down their legs and their hips, but without having their forehead in their chest, it's going to allow that partner of yours or your opponent to come up. And that's one of the major reasons why I'm able to come up right here and start the switch. He didn't have his forehead in my chest, pushing me down and keeping my back flat on the mat. If he's able to do that, I'm done for. I can't move. I can't really establish the butterfly hooks. I basically have to wait for my opponent to dictate where I'm going to go. And you definitely don't want to be waiting in jiu-jitsu. You want to be trying to attack and be first as much as possible. So it's one of the things he could have done right there. Now, right here, I've got the switch. I'm working it. He feels it coming, so he stands up. This is excellent right here. I would have tried to go for the back at this point. So he's up right here. He removes his hand, and he starts to come again to try to smash it down. I think he sort of missed a good position to maybe hustle around to the back there, but it's okay. Everybody's got, a little bit of different approach to how they do it. What I can talk about here, though, is weaving the legs. So right here, you'll see he's got his left hand on my right knee, pushing it down, but he doesn't have a good weave in between the legs. And what I mean by that is you want to try to get your right hand to weave in between these legs and grab by the knee right here and pinning that knee down. Now, when you bring your shoulder and you pin down and you grab a cloth, now your opponent is stuck. So he doesn't have it right here. Right here, he's got a shallow grip, but my right leg is free. It's free to move right here. His left arm is doing the smart thing. He's bringing this left arm to come up right here around my collar and grab it. I move away though and don't allow him to grip that. I'm still able to move away and I still have a lot of movement here because if you look at his right hand, it's focusing on my left leg. But his right hand has got to be weaved in between grabbing my right knee. This way I can't shimmy away from him. You also always want to be off your knees when you're attempting to pass someone. Whenever you're on your knees, you're not as athletic, guys, and it just slows you down. And in this instance where I'm still able to escape, you want to have as much athleticism as possible, so you want to be off your knees. So if I could troubleshoot this position for him, I would say get off this knee. This hand right here has to weave in between and grab by the knee, the cloth on the knee, or cupping if you're playing no-gi. His left hand has to be up by my collar and has to be pulling my upper body into his forehead. When he does that, he crunches me up and puts me in a weak position. So he grabs my collar here with his left hand. He pulls his elbow in tight to his body and puts his forehead in my chest, which then totally shuts me down. You can notice he's not doing that here, and I'm able to grab with my left hand onto his left hand, and that's going to keep him there. Now, he's got my hips shut down here. He's got my legs, but he's not controlling the upper portion of my body. And that's going to just mean that all I have to do is wait right here for him to move and for him to give me space and for me to bring my knee to my elbow. And right here he goes for it, but I bring my knee by my elbow down and I bring it down into my knee. And again, the whole knee to elbow concept is big, guys. I can't stress it enough. Anytime someone's about to pass you from the left side, from the right side, wherever, focus on facing into them and bringing your knee to your elbow. Just that small little change, you're going to start to see things open up. You're going to start to see that little spaces you're able to take advantage of because it's magic. It's almost like magic. Your knee is right there in position. And it starts with that whole idea of knee to elbow when somebody's passing your guard. So guys, I hope you like this episode. Make sure that you like and subscribe on the channel. Make sure you share it. Click the little bell for notifications. And until next time, guys.